everyone, and welcome back to Episode Club. Today we are going to be talking Season 7, Episode 4, The Spoils of War. And joining me today are two people who are almost resident experts of Episode Club and one newcomer. So, whoever gets to unmute first gets to talk first. Rules of Episode Club.
Okay, then I guess I'll go first. Then, hey, all Fandom D Saint, the artist formerly known as BBM, your fellow Cersei lover and watcher on the Funko Pop wall. Thanks again for having me.
And because Johnny's being lazy and not clicking buttons and whatnots, I guess I'll jump in. So thank you, Kenzie, for having me on once again. Lord Commander AK here, y'all. And I think this is probably my third stream of the day. Well, podcast. We're not streaming right now. But yeah, I'm here. And we're going to talk about the awesomeness of this episode. And let's get started. We don't need to hear from Johnny. Let's just go, Kenzie.
I'm here. I'm weird. Get used to it. Find me.
You'll see me. Nap.
Catch me outside.
With no nap. Anyway, so because this episode is basically in 3 segments, we'll start off with Winterfell, where we have Peter Baelish and Bran talk about the cat's paw dagger. And then Mira is like, I gotta go. And Bran's like, fine. So, was this a good scene? Bad scene? What did you all think?
I think this was a good scene. It showed Baelish coming in thinking he could be all suave with emo Bran, aka the 3-eyed raven, and Bran wasn't gonna know nothing from nothing. And he tried that smooth shit, and Bran just looked at him like chaos is a ladder. And the look that came over his face, Baelish didn't know what to do with that. He was a little bit shook, but Baelish is one of those characters like Forrest. He doesn't get shook easily, but as soon as Bran hit him with his own shit, he didn't know what to do. And luckily Mira came in to talk later, so that gave him an out to get out of that situation so he could regroup. But yeah, I thought it was a good scene. Bran was not having none of his fuck shit.
Do you think Littlefinger soiled his britches slightly? BBM?
Probably not. I think he worried a little bit. It might have been a little tinkling, maybe just a little bit, but I don't think he fully soiled the britches.
Little sphincter clench.
Pretty much. I think the last time he soiled himself was, when Cersei was about to go kill him back. I forgot which season was it? Like early season, what 2 or 3 or so?
Like season 2.
That power scene. Yeah. So I think it was like, oh shit, so it's actually happened to me again. I just love that scene. Even watching how he talked with Mira, I was kind of disappointed that he just pretty much shrugged her off. But it was just on the scene showing us that little by little, his humanity just leaving Bran that we knew and love.
Oh, it's your metaphorical finger in the bum, if you think about it.
Why are we talking about buttholes, man? Stop it. See, this is why you need to
you're
take a nap
on
before you get on a damn podcast.
So Cersei's not even in this episode. So
it all connects, right? You have Euron, then Jaime, and then it just flows down the line where Cersei is getting her revenge through metaphorical finger bumming. It's just... Yeah, I'm too sleepy. No, I'm just
you see, you needed to have taken a nap, damn it. Now we're talking about sphincters and bumps and whatnot.
No, I think it's really good, but when you get to the next one with Mira, I did not like that. No, that y'all kind of I didn't dig that would just kind of cast off Mira. Even though the way Bran treated her, that's fine. I understand that, but the fact that Mira's gone, I hope we get her back. But
yeah, I agree. I did not like how that conversation ended at all. And I understand Bran, he's got this new responsibility, but dude, you're still human, regardless of what you think you have going on. You're still human. And Mira was exactly right in everything she said. Her brother died for you. Summer died for you. Hodor died for you. I almost died for you, bitch. And all you got to say is, well, thank you.
Yeah,
Word?
His entitlement is very much showing in that scene.
Hey,
when he's talking to Baelish, Baelish is like, I get to protect now all of Catelyn's children, and it's like I get to protect you. It's like I protected you, but your mother got her hand sliced for it. But now I get to protect all of her children, which is like
so creepy.
Creepy uncle in the corner. Sit down.
Right. And he's like, it must be hard for you to come back home to all this chaos. And that's when Bran hits him like, chaos is a ladder. And he like looks him dead in his eye and has that straight face. And Baelish is like, wait, motherfucker, how you know that phrase? What?
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like when Melisandre says, "You know nothing, Jon Snow," to Jon.
Yeah, yes, it's very reminiscent of that. Yeah, good call.
Chaos.
Chaos in the world. And then when poor Mira, like she did so much physical activity to get you not only to the wall, and then probably with the wall, she had to go down with you there too. So it's like, you shove her off. Who's been an important person in your storyline literally since season 2. So it's like,
don't cry, Sasa.
No, sorry, my voice just went off for a second. But it's like, you've been an important person to the storyline in like season 2, season 3, and now you're just gonna be like, bye. But it's like, I guess it's for Bran knows that she has to go do something, maybe. So it's like someone to write when the time comes, like write to Mira in the Krennic Men, but I don't know. And
I'd say I almost want to liken Mira to Mel, because I think Mel's going back over to Essos so she can get the Fire Nation and then come back over with their skills. I think Mira is going back home because she's got to get her dad and all the Earthbenders so they can come through and help out with the fight also. Because if you didn't know, damn it, all the Krennic men are freaking Earthbenders. There's no other explanation for them making full fucking castles move in a damn swamp. It just doesn't make sense. Something's going on there. Something extra is going on.
Could they go to the Isle of Faces and perform a ritual? I think that's too complicated for the show, even though they might have set it up. Hey, BBM, don't talk too much, man.
I was about to say something about Avatar, but anywho.
No, jump in.
I don't think
this is what we do, man. We go on tangents all the time. Well, here's your cue, damn it. Say it.
But anyway, I don't think they're gonna do the Island of Faces because they hardly ever like mention that within the show so far. So it's like if they just like bring it out of nowhere, it's like, wait, what? And then we need like a freaking like almost half an episode or something just to explain it.
Well, no, Mira talked about her father, and she gave that whole story with the Night of the Laughing Tree in a sense in the show, and talked about it, so it wouldn't be that far off. It's been barely hinted at. I wish they would have went that route, but I do think. That's just a boy can dream, right? I mean, come on.
If it, hey, it can
if I dream about Cersei living, you could too, man.
It can happen in the books. It just gotta have to play it out in the mind. But the next scene we have is Arya returning to Winterfell and her asking for Maester Luwin and Sir Roderick Castile, and then the Stark girl sister reunion. But, well,
here's the thing with these guards. I understand that they have a job to perform, they have a duty to fulfill, but what exactly is it makes you dismiss this young woman so quickly? It honestly doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, they as soon as she starts listing names, you should maybe put a little bit of thought into who was at the castle beforehand. This is knowledge that you should have had. So just because, someone's dead, you don't know for sure. It's likely that Arya would have been dead. Yes, but y'all don't actually know that for sure. So when she comes in, and she's not like speaking like she's timid or nervous or anything. No, I'm Arya Stark. This is my home. I'm going inside now. Bitch, move.
I get that, but at the same time, like, how long have we like heard from Arya back in season 1, and people just either think that she's either presumed dead or who knows what happened to her.
That's what I'm saying.
Next thing you know, some chick just comes and says, "Hey, I'm Arya." Like, wait, what?
That's
Even
what
if
I'm
naming
saying.
off facts
first. Go check first. Don't disrespect her like you did. Okay, you say you're this person. Fine, come in. Let's put you in this spot right here, real quick, and we'll go get the person in charge, and they'll see you. I mean, it's like Arya said. Okay, if I go in and I'm not who I say I am, obviously I'm not going to last that long. But if I don't go in and Sansa finds out later that you let her little sister walk away, what do you think she's going to do to you? And that's 100% facts.
There's no that could have been like an assassin, and you just let assassin in, not knowing if that is the actual person. If she was really someone
that was an assassin that was trying to get in that castle, like Arya said, she was going to get in there one way or another, whether for ill or for good. If they were worth any type of skill under that profession, they would have gotten into the castle. So that honestly isn't something that should have even factored in. And if it was that big of a deal, get some other guards to crowd this person so she can't just get up and walk off to the crypts. Like she said, she didn't run from the guards. She legit just got up and walked away because they're fucking stupid and they weren't even paying attention. They were sitting there arguing like some petty idiots.
She did 3 back handsprings and a cartwheel into a crypt.
I mean, it's Arya. She very well could have done that and just been gone. Or she could have hit like the Ninja Turtles, ninja vanish. Yeah. Gone. She's got the skill to do that. We know that now. But the main crux of the thing is they didn't have any reason to treat her the way they did. They could have, one of them stayed with her, one go get Sansa, and then you wouldn't end up looking like a fuck shit idiot after you find out, oh damn, that is actually Lady Stark's sister, and we were talking shit to her. Oh shit, wait, she can fight with the sword. Holy fuck. They didn't show them later, but they have to both be shit in their pants now after the rumor got around the castle, like, yo, Arya Stark, Lady Stark's little sister, is a badass.
Yeah, they got their metaphor.
You know both of them were shitting their pants like, damn it, we shouldn't have said that shit to her. Oh my god.
Well, where did they find these guys anyway?
That's what I'm saying. Who the fuck are these assholes? Who are these assholes that are set to guard the front gate? They weren't even standing at the damn gate. Legit. What the fuck?
I don't know.
It's so ridiculous. Arya shouldn't have even gotten as close as she did to the damn castle if they were legit doing their jobs the right way. But, whatever.
I think like always gate guards, like back in season 1 when she came back, when she was like in the dungeons, and like those guards there dismissed her immediately as well.
Well, that was the same scene.
They kind of had a reason to, though. I mean, I think it's a callback to that scene, but they wouldn't have necessarily known what Arya looked like because Arya wasn't at court, per se, like her dad and Sansa were. She was always just running around. They know Lord Stark has 2 daughters, but they don't necessarily know what the younger one looks like. So that, I think that's I could understand why they were acting like that. But these 2 assholes here, nah, they had no reason.
It seems like that scene was to A, be a callback, but B, to kind of uplift Arya's character to show kind of smart she was and how sometimes she can have dumber people around her to kind of just like elevate her character a little bit. Plus, if they are from wherever the hell that they are from, they probably don't know that there was a person here. They may have known that there was a maester named Lewin, but they don't probably know that the Sergeant at Arms or whatever was Sir Roderick Castile. So I can kind of see what they're going with, but I can just see that it's just to just lift up Arya's character, and so it's not having kind of a rinse repeat of Sansa walking out onto the battlement, seeing Arya, and then running down the stairs, like with Jon and Sansa. Like I can see why they kind of did that, because it's literally would be a season apart that exact thing would happen. Like 2 people walking, bringing the Stark girl sibling run down. Like I can kind of see why they did that.
I'm not gonna lie, they got lazy with it, right? If you think about this exact scene, when you go back to when Arya comes out of the sewers of King's Landing and she goes in the books, the same exact scene happens where they try to grab her and she dodges them like it's nothing. She's already that badass after training with Syrio for real. And I think it's almost like just an easy escape from them, something they could pull from the book and, hey, this is simple. But when you think about it, it doesn't really work. 2 men guarding the gates of Winterfell, what the fuck? That's all I got to say.
Without any weapons, too. They're just standing there like...
Yeah, and they're sitting there still like, it's just best that maybe you should just fuck off. Word? That's how you legit speak to anyone coming to the gate. You're lucky Arya didn't just kill you for GP just for the fuck of it and walked in the damn castle.
And
get them XP, them experience points too. You can't forget that.
Just saying.
like, why was it open? Like, come on. Anyway, so Arya sneaks down into the crypts and she's standing in front of Ned's castle and she says, "Do I have to call you Lady Stark now?" And they have a quick conversation about basically what they've done since the last time that they saw each other, which is a lot.
I like this scene because, in the very beginning, it still seemed that, there was that standoffishness between them. And, Sansa initiates the first hug, I think, and she legit is in her feels about that. She's happy that her little sister is home. But, Arya, she's also still got all that shit still in the back of her head. And through the conversation that they have, you can clearly see that Arya's working through all of that while they're talking. And I think it's quite significant that the second time they embrace, it's Arya that initiates it. So she's meeting up, truly appreciating that she is back home, that her sister is here, that they're both still alive. And then, Sansa says that, Bran's home too. And once, before they went to go see Bran, though, Arya was telling her about her list. And I think right then and there, Sansa's like starting, you can see the wheels turning in her head like, wait a minute, is this one of these motherfuckers got some shit going on too? Because she's already been through Jon. She knows Jon's come back from the dead. And now Bran's the fucking emo three-eyed raven. And now Arya's back and she's like, oh, fuck. What the hell is going on here? But she's not ruminating on that too much. It's not until they go see Bran and Bran starts spitting that knowledge and she's like, wait, you for real legit have a list? It's a callback, and I'm sure they didn't think about it at all, but there's one of my favorite memes that was out, was of all of the Stark kids, and I think under Jon, the caption was like, I came back from the dead, and Bran's I'm a three-eyed raven. Arya is like, yeah, I'm a faceless assassin. Then there's Sansa, and it's like, what the fuck?
Exactly. She's really just the normal one out of all of them.
It's again a callback to Scottish Game of Thrones Part 2, where I'm Sansa Stark. Did I get any magic powers? Everybody come back like they just come from bloody Hogwarts, but not me.
She can sing little songs here and there and forget the words. She's got that going.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it, yeah. Everybody's come back a badass, and Sansa's just like, well, fuck, I survived being abused and raped.
Yeah, I survived I survived Cersei Lannister.
Yeah, like everybody, my family went through all this shit, and all I got is this damn I survived t-shirt.
I got the t-shirt that says you survived King's Landing for 5 years. Okay, good.
And actually, I'm going to give, real quick, I just thought about it, I'm going to give a shout out to James and LaDonna that are over on the James of Thrones channel. They just did a discussion about Sansa's scars, and they go in depth about like how her costume has changed now to covering up like basically everything from head to toe and why they think that's happened. So y'all go over to James of Thrones channel and check that out.
I'll go find it and put it in the description. But yeah, Arya, she's like when they talk about Ned's statue too, it's like it was carved by someone who didn't know his face. And she's like, we're still alive. We know what his face looks like. So it's like to show, I guess, the inaccuracies of the statues. But it's just like, come on.
Like it does, if you look at it, it does resemble Ned, but it doesn't really behold his true features.
Yeah. Ned looks kind of like Jaws from GoldenEye. A little bit with that big ass jaw he's got. He got a huge square jaw, man. It's crazy.
Well, I like to say that statue looked more than my Ned Stark Funko Pop. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I've seen the Ned Funko Pop, so I agree with you on that. Definitely.
Like they couldn't do the 3D print.
In the mouth. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they didn't get the right 3D printer to get it going.
Yeah, and then the Destin, but yeah, it's just they have that hug, and it's the first time that they've properly seen each other in about 5 years, or not even.
You think that's the first time Arya's touched a living body in a bit? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Actually, didn't he touch Hot Pie?
Well, no, it's the. I think she may have shook Hot Pie's hand or something, but I would say it's probably the first time that she's actually hugged someone and allowed someone to give her and also show that type of affection. So I think that's lost when you think about everything else that's going on with them. And I think it's not something that you should forget. Like Arya, Sansa's had a hard road. Not trying to make light of that, but Arya's had a really hard road as well. And the concept of touch for both of them and receiving touches that they actually want, I think is significant, and it shows a lot in how they actually hug and communicate after this point when they meet up in the crypts.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I have to relook at season 1 if they actually did hug Sansa and Arya or something.
No.
I don't think
they ever showed that. No, in season 1, it's like book 1. Sansa was one of the main people calling her Arya Horseface.
Lumpy head.
Yeah, there was nothing of a really good relationship between the two of them at all.
Yeah, Sansa had a problem with relationships with her siblings.
She was coddled. She was completely spoiled by her mother. I mean, you got to blame her mother for a lot of that. She's grown out of that.
And yeah,
fucking Catelyn.
Check out the cat fight stream. That's a good rewatch.
And then she deserved it for Catelyn.
Oh, Catelyn is definitely on the she deserved it list. Believe that shit. We'll be getting to that. She might get a whole episode by herself.
That bitch getting 2 whole episodes by herself. She already had a cat fight. Now she's getting another one. Damn it.
Fucking entitled ass. Ugh.
So like AK said, the next part is with all of them in the Godswood, and Sansa explains basically Bran's condition as he sees visions, and because Bran says that he saw her at the end of the crossroads and that he was confused where she was going, whether she was going to go see Cersei or if she was going to come home.
Is Bran a crossroads demon? BBM good.
Shout out to Supernatural.
Leave Supernatural out of this, young man. You stop it right now. Stop it right now. No, I wouldn't say that he was necessarily confused. I think it's like he said, he was unsure. Like he could see the choices ahead of her. And it's interesting because she was at the crossroads. So I kind of like that little tidbit of it. But he wasn't sure whether she would choose her vengeance over home. And I think where Arya's concerned, that's very significant. But at that point in time, she chose to go home. So I think that says a lot to her, what might be her direction in the future.
Yeah, she's going to stay at home and not kill Cersei. There you go. Proof right there in that scene.
That don't mean that Cersei ain't going to die, bitch. You stop that right now.
Yeah, Cersei killing herself, Vivian. She's gonna kill herself.
She's gonna live.
Whether it's by Arya's hand or someone else's, Cersei is going to fucking die. You stop it. Be realistic.
I'm gonna clip this when she actually ends up living season 8. Just saying.
Okay. And when I will be live streaming all of these episodes, and as soon as I see her die, I'm gonna look in the camera and laugh at you.
I feel like,
well, I got a Cersei video coming out on why I think she will kill herself, and it makes perfect sense to me. Maybe you'll understand. I won't spoil it here or I'd explain the whole damn thing. But I do see a instance where she could be sent into exile, BBM, by Jon if she actually is freaking pregnant. Which
that'd be worse than death for her.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of my whole spiel
alive,
with that.
so that's...
Yeah.
You think Cersei's gonna look at it as it still being alive, so she's okay? This is
Hey,
Cersei.
as long as she is breathing before the final credits, then I was right, and you were all wrong.
Or it'd be like the worst part if the last scene is her choking and then like but still gasping for air, so we're like
I'll have
not sure.
PTSD from Game of Thrones ever
She
since.
wakes
Like,
up.
I mean,
Jon
don't we already have PTSD from Game of Thrones though?
But
This
at
is like
this point,
a domestic state for everyone right now.
Like it's just her gasping for air, and then it's like you don't find out if she lives or survives because you hear like a door open, and it's like
Okay.
It's
anyway, I ain't gonna lie, I'm scared of getting stabbed after watching this show.
Off topic, but I think it would be interesting. This is the one instance of where Cersei surviving where I would actually appreciate it is if there was a hint of the Blackfire Rebellion transferring to her. Like how the Blackfires got pushed to Essos and they just kept coming back and coming back. If something like that happened with Cersei, then okay, I would be all right with her living because still eventually she's going to end up dying just like the Blackfires. But it would give some interesting tidbits to think about later.
Yeah.
But anyway, back on topic. Sorry, Kenzie. We always go off in the tangents. I apologize.
Fandom D Saint has the best dead eyes I've ever seen. I just get lost in them.
And then
looking into the dead lights. Don't do it. Don't do it.
The second part of this is that Arya gets the cat's paw dagger or the Valyrian steel dagger, and it's like you'll use it better than I will. And then we see Brienne and Podrick talking about how all of the 3 Stark children are together again, and Podrick's like, "Take credit," and she's like, "No, I won't." It's like I cheated my way to get here.
You're too hard on yourself, milady. I'm not, and right there, I think is really cool because Brienne stops herself, and it's something that Podrick has been talking to her about in previous episodes, and she stops and doesn't rebuke the fact that even though you carry a sword and you are Sansa's sworn sword, you are still a lady, Brienne. And right here is where she starts to own that, and she stops herself and she just says, "Thank you, Podrick," and I appreciate that little bit of growth for Brienne.
Loved it so much. Funko should have made a Funko Pop for freaking Podrick just from that alone, man. Like, god damn it. You're slipping.
Wait, Pod doesn't have one yet?
No.
Nah.
Oh, damn. That's disrespectful.
I thought they made one just like a phallic shape and they called it Podrick.
If you don't go take your ass to bed, little boy. This is what happens when Johnny is sleepy. He knows damn well he need to be in bed right now.
Johnny gets really crazy.
Like, Johnny's already crazy, but then you deprive him of sleep, and this is what happens.
See, what scene were we talking about? I had somebody had brought something up. Go ahead.
It's just Arya getting the cat's paw dagger, and then the 3 of them walking through Winterfell, and Brienne just being like, "I did next to nothing to get us here."
Who was it earlier in our chat or on one of y'all on the panel that said Arya at that moment, or Bran at that moment, realized that Arya would have to kill him? I think it might have been in the chat. Does anybody remember that?
Was it was it Fearless Mermaid or Fake Arya?
What chat was this?
I think it was like someone in the chat.
Might have been the Varys stream earlier.
Yeah.
Huh. And Bran realized that Arya was going to have to kill him, and it would be with the cat's paw, I'm assuming?
I guess. The thing that was sent to kill him to begin with. It's kind of poetic when you think about it a little bit.
Yeah, especially if he's stuck in the warg state, because everybody thinks it's Jon that has to kill him. If, like, the whole...
Well, how would he know, though? He can't see the future.
Yes, he can.
He sees pieces of
I sworn he said to Sam that you could see the past.
But his powers are upgrading, though.
But that conversation he had with Sam, though, he didn't say future.
He can, because he saw dragons over in like 6.
Yeah, he saw dragons over King's Landing.
That could have been the past of when the first Targaryens came to King's Landing, though.
I doubt it. I don't know. I don't think D&D are going that far with it, is what I mean. I don't mean it to be an asshole. That was asshole-ish as hell. I'm sorry. I mean it as in D&D, I don't think we'll go that far.
No. Like, they go as far as to cast the Mad King, and that's about it. Like, that they don't like to go too deep into the history. Like,
well, plus they really can't because of the prequels.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, but yeah. I think he can see the future, it's very limited at this moment.
Yeah, it's the interpreting of the future, I think, that would stall him.
Oh my gosh, you're like that one. You're like the one emoji, baby. I swear, I can't read your emotions for nothing. I love it. No, I think that's the creepiest moment besides Sansa. It's like, why does he embrace Arya so much more than Sansa? Is it?
Yeah, I wondered about that too. I mean, well, technically, Sansa really didn't pay too much attention to any of her younger siblings, honestly. And we know that Bran and Arya had a good relationship. True. So they may have something to do with that.
They had that kind of punch each other when they're near each other type.
Yeah, I mean, and she would always like wear his clothes when she was, going around being Arya underfoot. I mean, they would always joke around together. So I think it's more of that original affection coming through than anything. I don't think it's anything like malicious, so to speak.
But then he's not Bran anymore. We go back to why I sent Mira away, and then that kills my argument. The argument, like, Bran confuses me.
He isn't completely not Bran either. There are still nodes of our Bran in there, but I think it's in the way he chooses to let his emotions come out. Mira was important to us, absolutely, and she should have been a bit more important to him, but that's a relationship that he feels, for whatever reason, he can go ahead and let go now. Like, she's played her part. Arya, however, and I think Sansa as well, and we'll probably see Jon next season, that's on a whole completely different level than Mira. But that's just my thought. I don't know. What do y'all think about it?
Well, I would say Bran is like, at bare minimum, he's 1 out of 60 in there is Bran. Because if I base it off of the books and how many children of the forest are inside of the ravens' heads, the amalgamation, he is a whole generation of people. More than that, he's like the beginning of the children of the forest. All of that information, he is everything in one. So he's like this omnipresent being, if I'm using the term correctly, that transcend consciousness in a sense to where I don't think we can interpret it. Now, I do have an issue with it's portrayed on screen a little weirdly, but I can get it. Because my mind just goes to these crazy places.
Bran is pretty much Legion character, David Haller at this point.
Well, yeah, that's not a bad way to look at it.
That's a good comparison. Yeah, indeed.
Now, we've yet to know if he has a crazy thing in there that can take over, and that is a good point to think about. Is there something inside of Bran, like maybe even Night King is part of Bran already that we don't know of? With touch,
we know that he can affect him in vision, so that could play in the future, maybe.
Could Bran just be a secret planted weapon waiting to explode?
Because he did like brand him, right? When he touched him when he was like wargaming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was his entrance into the cave.
Yeah, it's like a blue mark on his arm. Man, it's the whole thing with Bran. It's like hard to
There's so many rabbit holes we can go down with Bran.
Because he's just a crazy one. But yeah, Brienne is it's like she's too hard on herself. It's like, yeah, but now you're here to protect all of them, so now just do your job.
He did let a lot of people die.
I mean, it's not like he really had a choice in that, though. Come on.
I dropped like an asshole.
What did you say?
I wouldn't be satisfied with what I've done. I can feel where Brienne's coming from. She's let a lot of people down. A lot of people that her eyes, objectively us looking for it and me roboting isn't making any difference here. No, But I think I can really understand where Brienne's coming from. And to your point earlier, AK, I did like that spot where she stopped from not calling herself a lady. You know, she's
like, yes,
really gross.
You are a badass warrior, but you are still a lady, my lady.
Yeah.
And honestly, Gwendolyn Christie is far too damn gorgeous to be playing Brienne, but she does it so well. So
Did
well.
you see her
anyone else doing that
In Star Wars, she was excellent
at the
there.
premiere? At the premiere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her
yeah.
dress, yo.
She was freaking
I think
gorgeous.
HBO loved it so much that they changed their profile picture to be her. Like their Twitter profile picture was her.
They freaking better.
It was just like,
yeah.
oh. But anyway, speaking of Bran, the last scene we get in Winterfell is basically Bran trying to train Podrick, and then she's like, and then like, let's go play with Arya. Let me just see how Arya can fight. And it's one of the most anticipated fight scenes that we get in this entire season or series.
Can I go first? Because I have a small rant about this. Arya is my favorite character. And people go a little overboard and say Arya won or would have won. You got to remember that Brienne is taking it easy on her because she is a lady. Unfortunately for Arya. But kudos to Arya. Brienne starts to get into it. But Brienne doesn't go full hound on her. This would have been tough, but I think it really shows how far Arya has progressed. And it's not about her being able to win a one-on-one fight and this nasty, dirty thing that is war. It's really good that she can do that, but she's got a better weapon, assassination skills. And that's something that will equip you better than any type of knightly honor and duty could. Not saying anything against knights, just as far you don't have qualms about killing and how you kill. You just get it done.
Right. And I think with this scene, first of all, it was just an epic freaking scene. It's one of my favorites through the episode. And I think we see almost every little bit of everything that Arya has learned from all of her teachers, not just from the House of Black and White. We see how fluid she is in her movements because of everything she learned from Syrio. We see her not hesitating if something goes wrong. She just finds another route and she goes in full 100 like the Hound. And then, she gets knocked down. She gets knocked down, but we know Arya knows how to take a damn hit now.
But she got up again.
She got from the Black and White, but she jumped right back up and it barely phased her. So I love the progression that we see of everything that she's learned. And I do agree with you, Johnny. Yes, Arya is good. She is a good fighter now, but Brienne definitely was holding back. And honestly, Brienne should have been, because it's a sparring session. It's not an actual fight. So I think they both did really great in this scene. And I just loved watching it. Like, I've watched this one scene just over and over hundreds of times by now. And I watched it again today and I'm still entertained. I love it.
And I do want to say, Arya,
for me, I have to rewatch. Sorry, you want to finish that?
Oh, that was it. Just I was thinking Arya probably held back just a little bit as well. But that's a sparring session. She knows how to spar. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
I don't think Arya was holding back though, but I do think Grant could have been holding back a bit, because I have to rewatch when she was fighting Loras in season 2 to see how it differed between those fights, because she wasn't looking to kill Loras compared to her fight with the Hound when she was looking to kill the Hound. But I do feel like a little bit she was holding back just a bit, or maybe not as much. But other than that, I enjoyed the hell out of that scene to the point that I'm happy Funko pretty much made a pose of Arya when she was fighting Bran. I was like, yeah, I gotta freaking buy that.
Yes,
but yeah, that's probably one of my favorite scenes of the entire episode, besides the whole the ending scene where they pretty much roast the Lannister army, damn. But still, probably my favorite is just between the two of them.
Not Cersei, because she's in this episode.
Yeah, and Arya, not Arya, but Macy Williams, they did use a stunt woman, but there's still a majority of that fight and all of the handling of Needle and the catspaw that Macy did herself, which is also impressive.
Wasn't it the wife?
If you don't sit down.
I think
That
it
was
was
the way.
just, like,
The
the
way
scene
could
where
have killed Brienne.
kicked over. It's like that kind of stuff where she was like kicked over and then had to do like the weird
the ninja flip up.
yeah, just like that kind of thing. I think that was just about it. Yeah, it's a cool thing, and then you get to see Sansa watching this. She's like, not only do I have one person around me that's a woman that can fight and kill, but then I have my sister who can fight and kill.
Right there is where she really saw, okay, Arya really was not fucking around. She actually can do the thing. And this is also a callback to what we talked about in our previous podcast when we talked about the Hound. She was there. She heard Arya say, you know, the Swordmaster didn't defeat the Hound. You did. So why has no one talked to Sansa about this yet? I think Sansa would want to know that the Hound was trying to save her sister too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a little tidbit, really neither here nor there, just a thing that popped
It's an
up.
extra like half sentence, like to put in. It's just
They might be thinking it's a given, right? That she would just automatically know. They might. That's a good question. I do. That's a good thing. That's a good question you posed.
What do you think on that, BBM? Because we were talking about it.
I guess you have to like wait until we get that Sansa and the Hound reunion in season 8, if anything, to confirm if she actually does know.
I suppose, yeah, they could be trying to play it up for dramatic effect. Yeah, I could see that, I guess. You're right.
At that point, too, Littlefinger realizes he has to get Arya out of there.
Oh, that's when he starts plotting. That's when he saw a bit of it before, but now that he saw she can do that, he was like, oh yeah, I got to get this chick is gonna hinder my plans left and right. I need to do something about her right now. Yeah, that's exactly the moment he started plotting.
He's like,
your sister hates you, Sansa. You must get rid of her. I'm Peter Baelish. I'm a poor boy.
It's too spot on. Too spot on.
You bastard.
Too much practice has went into it.
I loved your mother, but I love you more, Sansa. Oh, Sansa.
He's so slimy and creepy.
And then just the one other thing about this scene too is like Podrick must feel like I am the worst freaking wannabe knight in the entire Seven Kingdoms. Like a little girl can do much better than me.
They're doing something great in season 8, I swear, for all those sparring we just saw him do.
Why is Podrick's skill so hindered? Like, I understand in the books why it might be, because he's a lot younger in the book.
But he's still badass fighter in the books.
He's been training for how long with great people? He hasn't had like just random slouches that might be sellswords training him. No, he's had some good trainers. And now you got Brienne and you're still fumbling with the sword and you're lunging, dude. What? Come on, man. Podrick's smarter than that. I don't like how they're hindering him the way they have.
Because he's just agree. But anyway, and then Arya just shows up and he's like, "You put me to shame." It's like, this was my sparring session. God.
I mean, in all fairness, though, she's trained with the first sword of Bravos in the House of Black and White. I don't care who else was training Podrick in Westeros before that; they're not going to be up to par.
Yeah, like Sir Arthur Dayne rising from the dead.
Right, exactly.
We all know Podrick is no star athlete, but to your point, AK, he should have learned by now. You get muscle memory once you practice.
Right. It's been some years. He's had a sword in his hand now.
2 different ones. He's been using the other one very well. And why are they doing this? Is this gonna come back to the forefront? Is this some foreshadowing that Pod is gonna save the realm with his god rod?
For fuck's sake.
Shut up. Thou shalt not. Will he use it as a staff and be like, "Thou shalt not pass" to the Night King and just flop? There's a few things that could happen here.
No,
and maybe he'll get married to the Night King. Can swoon him and come on, baby. Let's just go back above the wall, baby. I think some stuff like that. Oh my God, I need some sleep.
No, okay.
20 points from Hufflepuff, damn it.
Anyway, so the next chunk of scenes we have is basically Cersei and gold, and then getting the gold back, and then Cersei meeting with Tycho Nestorius and asking him pretty much if the debt's paid, and pretty much that they're gonna get the Golden Company to show up.
Vivian, what do you think about this? Because he's like, yes, Cersei, I will send you the Golden Company. Yes.
He was blowing so much smoke up Cersei's ass right there. Come on, BBM, come through.
So yes, a good Cersei scene here. Again, she's getting what she has promised. She's gonna get the Golden Company. Everyone's saying, "Oh, she's done. She's not gonna do anything." Look at here. She's getting the damn Golden Company. Damn it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
She's getting the Golden Company.
Well, she pretty much is getting it.
I ain't gonna jump ahead in the episodes.
Well, I know. I think Illyrio's coming back into play in season 8. If just by name we hear his voice, that he may have told the Golden Company something, because we know he has some connections. Yeah,
he does have ties to the Golden Company, so that honestly would not surprise me. I did with this whole thing with Cersei and Jaime. You know, the Iron Bank man told her that, you know, they're gonna miss the interest payments and whatnots, but obviously they're happy they got their gold, so they can move on to new ventures with her. And then we cut back to Jaime and Bronn, and Bronn, he's getting his payments in gold, but he's still waxing poetic about not having a castle like he was promised and whatnots. And then we move on. He gets ordered to go do something with the Tarleys, and then later on, when Randall Tarley is not around, and it's just Dickon, when he rides up. He's like, you know, Lord Jaime, and Jaime looks at him like, oh, Rickon. He's like, no, Dickon, and Bronn just laughs. That one little tidbit. I'm not a huge Bronn fan.
Is it Dickon or Dickon?
D. I believe it's Rickon with a D.
Yeah, it's Dickon.
Okay.
Yeah, and Bronn just starts laughing. And I'm not a huge Bronn fan, but that part was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
I remember in the chats, not long after this episode come out, people were talking about it, and I put Dickon, the name, and then I'll give a pause so we don't get killed here, on everybody's forehead. And I swear,
you dropped. I'm sorry.
Oh, whatever. Anyways, the Dickon jokes were running. You can just add any words after Dickon. Just think of stuff. You know, I won't get Sasa in trouble, but it's fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways, I dropped like an ass hat.
And just after that happens is when we get my absolute favorite sequence of the whole episode. And we hear the rumblings on the ground.
We have to go get her to go over there.
Where are we going? What?
Daenerys, they have to go.
Oh, yes. The setup at Dragonstone. My apologies, my lady.
Get her to go over there.
Please continue. I apologize.
So after basically Cersei's like, I'm getting my Golden Company, we get Daenerys and Missandei talking about Grey Worm and Missandei doing the dirty.
Hey, they were having their little girl talk, you know. You got to put that in every now and then.
And then we get Jon and Dany looking at the dragon glass in the cave. And then afterwards they come out, and then they find out that the Unsullied did take Casterly Rock, but the ships were destroyed. And they're basically, marooned? Even though Casterly Rock is still on the mainland, they're like marooned on Casterly Rock.
It would take forever to get back to where they were going on land, though.
Can I just make a real quick rant about the dragon glass and how I am so pissed off at how they used it in the show? Yes, you need it against the White Walkers. Do you need a mountain of it? Not really. Not for really what's going down. Think about this. Are you going to fight every single one of those dead things individually? You have the wrong plan in mind, my friend. You need to go some other route. But we needed glass candles here. And just this little nod, the fact that we knew it's been on Dragonstone the whole time since Stannis had been there, and then they made it like it's some kind of big revelation here at the end, and it's not like Sam secretly found it in the Citadel. No, Stannis told us this a long time ago, but it does give them a chance to come together. I don't like how they did the pact thing there. It just took a lot of stuff that I liked about the books out, which they've been kind of doing here at the end. Go ahead. I'm done with my rant.
It lightweight was a big revelation, though, because when Stannis was talking about that, it was only because Sam had found it in a book, and he had only talked to Sam about it. Neither one of them had really said too much to anybody that mattered after the fact about that amount of dragon glass being there. So for John to go there and get it kind of was a big deal. Do we need a whole full mountain? No, but he needed that cachet because there's no place else other in Westeros that we know of anyway that he could have gone to get it. So, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I just dislike the scene because, you know, after seeing about the White Walkers, all that stuff existed, she said she only would truly like help if he like bend the knee. I was like, come on now. You saw the evidence there, unless somehow John went in there and actually drew it. Even then,
what about the other Night King?
It looked fresh.
Drawing it
beard. Now she downplays John, saying that, you know, is your pride worth more than your people? Bitch, what about your pride? You accusing him while forgetting to see you doing the same shit right now.
Yeah, people made the memes of that. John went into the cave, drew the Night King on the wall. Go ahead, and then it's just like, this is what I know, but I know what your question is.
John brought a crayon from Winterfell. It was a gray one, but my question
crayons wouldn't work on the wall.
Like, people don't see the fact that Dany is super gray and that she has these flaws and that she could be bad. She can be bad. They see her as just some kind of superhero, which is fine. I would call her a hero, but that depends on what happens in season 8 because she's set up to have everything she's worked for, everything she thought was hers by right that she's been claiming, taken from her in this next season. And if you think she's going to deal with that perfectly, I don't think she is.
Hold on. I need you to repeat like your last 3 sentences because you went over a lot.
I hate myself.
Because you're pissing on D&D and their writing, and now they're invading the whole recording.
No, I'm saying. Oh, there we go. Audio only. Is that better?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I can't see y'all, but that's good for me. No, I'm just kidding. I got to look into BBM's dead eyes. But what I was saying with Dany, it kind of kills me how everyone thinks she's going to be the superhero, but she's set up to be a hero possibly, but she's set up to go both ways with the burning, and she's going to have everything taken away from her that she's ever worked for. Everything that she thinks hers by right, everything that she has been sold like a broodmare for, it's not hers. And how is she going to handle that? Is she that much in love with John that I think it's unrealistic to think she's that much in love with John that she's just going to say, okay.
Yeah, I guess I agree with you. I don't know how they're gonna exactly play it. But go ahead,
unless they like legitimately make her like lovesick and like that she's just gonna just completely like guffaw over John, even though literally in this next episode she says that John's too short for her and that she couldn't like him that way. It's like, huh?
Yeah, she's still in denial here though.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like, unless they make her just like the complete Disney princess trope of just she has to find her prince and then everything is fine. Like, I don't know. But a lot of people were making jokes of like, oh look, John's gonna go in the cave with the girl, but like Davos is also there and Melisandre is also there, so it's like it's not gonna work like how you want it to.
Yeah, this is not the cave scene with Ygritte 2.0. We're not going there yet.
This is diplomatic John right now. It's not like
the White Walkers are coming. Let's go to a cave. Fuck everyone. Let's go have sex.
Yeah, that's.
I gotta use freaking Littlefinger's voice, man.
Like, right, like stop it right now, man.
That wasn't even straight Littlefinger. I can go there. Hello, BBM. I love you, man.
No, I don't want nightmares.
Stop that right
I can get you close to Cersei. I know her, man. I can get you to her, man. Come on, bro. Come at me, bro.
No.
Oh my
Yeah, you stop that right now. Just
There is a
no.
Littlefinger video I'm doing. It's gonna be narrated in Littlefinger voice, so just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, on the real, I don't know if you've ever talked to him, but you might want to tap Johnny Greenhands in on that because he's good for some random fuck shit like you're trying to do.
Hmm.
And shout out to Johnny. That's my homeboy. I do love that dude.
And yeah, they just
Yeah, but back on track. Sorry,
no.
we're not through. This is like the 10th time we've thrown Mackenzie off her game now.
And pretty much like John's like, no, I'm not gonna bend the knee to you yet. And then they just leave the cave, and they find out that the rest of their fleet's pretty much gone, but they somehow have enough to bring the Dothraki to the mainland. And this is where Danny has a hissy fit in front of John. And like even Davos is like, should we?
Yeah, you might want to, say this and talk about this amongst yourselves. Like, no, you will stay. And John and Davos just look at each other like, all right, bitch, down. We was just saying.
Danny having her first hissy fit in front of John. It's just like, yeah, it's such like for him. It's like, yeah, this is such a turn on. Run away.
I want cake now. Give it to me now.
Give me my damn castle now. Like, no, it's not. That's not how it works. Because and she's like, it's still the right plan. And then she's like, the right plan. Like,
you're gonna get some horrible. You're gonna get some bad comments.
You know what? Honestly, she had every right to call Tyrion out the way she did. Because thinking strategically, as a battle commander, yeah, she was perfectly right in accusing him the way she did. What would any of you guys think if you were in that position and your hand was actually making these plans to go up against his family, but everything kept failing? Wouldn't you be like,
Oh yeah,
I'm not mad at her for what she said to Tyrion. Not at all.
No doubt. Yeah. I think she should have addressed it a little bit sooner. I think she should have took that into account that, hey, I just want to kill my family. Like, you have to think about that twice. She didn't really think about it twice until now. And you can't blame her. She's had so much shit going on. I would have did the same thing. You can't help but wonder.
Because when you see like who she left, pretty much not really left behind though. But when Tyrion was running the show, and Marine, like he calls everything the shit. And when you think about it, it's like, did he do it on purpose or what? And now this happens. It's like, all right. So this is like kind of like the second time. Like, will there be a third? And pretty much after this, like she doesn't even like listen to Tyrion like ever again at this point. So it's like, damn, one of my favorite characters just useless after season 4.
Yeah. I think the only time he like exerts his power again, kind of slightly over her, is in the dragon pit, where he's like, I will go and talk to her. You all stay here. So it's like suspect, but that's like just about it. Bam. Yeah. It's like, then in this, John kind of like talks or is about to almost talk her down about it, and he's like, you just have to be better than all of the rest of the people because I know you can be good.
Right, but if you go in burning castles and all this other fuck shit, then you're just gonna be more of the same to the small folk, and you're trying to have these people be on your side. So if you riding in with the heavy artillery, they're not gonna respect you like that. So you need to think outside the box. Should she take action? Absolutely yes. John's not telling her to just stand by and let it go. He's just saying direct it to where it should be directed. Don't take it to where the small folk are, because no one's going to respect you after that. Mm-hmm. And he was exactly right in his advice. Mm-hmm. And the way she handled that was so satisfying.
Yeah.
Random thought. Mm-hmm. Tyrion and Tormund. I want to see that conversation. That's got to happen. I'm sorry, but you don't have to touch on it. I just had to throw that out there. I have to see that. I have to hear them talk.
That'd be just a funny
That might be
conversation.
interesting.
That'd be just
But
it'd be a comedic moment, like a moment of levity in this entire thing. It's like the dwarf. Well, because we already know that
Tormund be like, you know, the big one.
you're not the big Lannister, are you, or something like that. Because he already calls Daenerys, what is it, the Dragon Queen, and then he calls like the one who fucks her brother, and then the Dragon Queen.
He has nicknames for everyone. And you know what? This is probably one of the reasons that Tormund is one of T Baby's favorite characters. Because T Baby, she will give you a nickname quick, fast. She very rarely calls anyone by their real name, and Tormund does the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's just funny.
I think he calls John Baby Dick. I know what he calls John.
Yeah, it seems like he rose from the dead or whatever.
Lord Snow or something, or Baby Crow. He used to call him that, Baby Crow.
Yeah.
I wasn't being serious with the Baby Dick comment.
Yeah, he's just being ridiculous, Johnny. But before we get to the absolute cool shit, one more little tidbit happens at Dragonstone. We see an Ironborn ship come back.
And Missandei, John talking to Missandei about, do you really think she'd ever let you leave if you wanted to? She's like, yes, absolutely. But that's based off of the almost prisoner perspective. Would Danny actually let her leave?
Almost. I think Danny would. I think it would be exactly like Missandei said. And I think everything, the culmination of what Missandei said is like, we don't follow her because she's making us be here. We follow her because she's the queen that we chose. And that puts her parallel to Jon. Jon is the king that the North chose. So he starts to, I think, shift his thinking a little bit. And I think Davos also was like, he also made that connection. So they're both thinking, a little better of what the big picture is while they're walking down to the beach to meet the Ironborn. And I was hoping that, Jon would have at least punched Theon once.
Or slap or something.
You just hate Theon that much.
Oh, fuck that guy. He deserves it.
Exactly.
You saw that shit. He fucking deserves
like,
it.
damn, she hates it, but I don't care. I still want a Theon Funko.
Nah. Be real, BBM. If that was you, if you were
of course, I would have stopped him a bit and then got him back up.
Exactly. Jon deserves to get a couple hits in.
Yeah, at least a slap or something. Like
something, not just snatching him up by his shirt. Hey. That put the fear in him, but no. Theon could have got a couple punches, a few checks to the gut, and then we could have moved on from there.
Took a mailed glove and slapped him in the face with it.
Something.
I challenged you to a duel.
Circa Jaime Lannister with the phrase. But yeah, it's like Jon just like finds that Theon has arrived, and he's like, Where'd Danny go? And it's just like, she left.
On this big fucking island. How did he know?
Wait. She's not here. What? Where is she?
And it's like, cut to.
Oh no.
And we cut back to the caravan, and before the real thing gets started, it's a little bit that we were talking about with Bronn laughing at Dickon's name. And, when they asked him to be real about how he was feeling about the whole thing, Dickon's like, I didn't expect it to smell like that. And Bronn's like, well, yeah, men shit themselves when they die. Didn't they teach you that in fancy lad school? Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Bronn, but the dude's got some killer one-liners, man. I'll give him that. That hashtag fancy lad school.
At least he didn't sing this episode, from what I remember.
Yeah. I can do without Bronn singing.
Yeah.
Fandom D Saint. Are you there, sir?
Oh, I'm there. I'm waiting for the firing freaking killing of Lannisters, damn it.
Oh, you're waiting? Oh, don't
we're here. The battle formations are forming right now. The ground is shaking, and the Dothraki screamers are coming in. and they look so fucking badass. Oh my god!
On the previously, did they even like give us that clip of like Robert talking about like don't meet the Dothraki in open field?
In open field. Yeah, I think in the opening, before they did the opening credits, that was a callback that they did. And these dumbasses.
It might have been in the previously on like Game of Thrones. Yeah. I think they did it with the Bran and the cat's paw dagger.
Yeah, this is when they introduced the Toyota 4Runner into the plot, and this is how the Dothraki got there so fast. They parked him off to the side off camera.
Obviously, Drogon just picks him up, put him there, picks him up, went back. It's a fast drag, and he can do it.
I mean, Dragonstone really isn't that far from the mainland. Come on.
Well, they come from the complete opposite direction, didn't they?
No, the Dothraki were the ones that run Dragonstone. The Dothraki were with Dany. The Unsullied were with. The Unsullied don't show up again until episode 7.
We're in the. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Either way, there's still time travel. No matter how you look at it, maybe they did. Maybe
travel services getting you where you need to be, no matter physics or time.
Or
maybe they had some Wrights brothers plane. You know, something they pedaled to fly in the air, or an air screw like Da Vinci made.
They could have traveled by blue powder.
Or if it's drinks and nose, a Jojen cruise ship or whatever Luke likes to come up with when it's across water. But yeah, we get the battle sequence, which this episode was one of the ones that was leaked online. So,
that leaked. I didn't wait.
Wow. I didn't even know that it was leaked. Yeah. I wish I would have known. I watched that shit early.
Yeah, this one was one of the ones that was leaked online. It was this one, and I think
I asked you that, AK. You're like, no, I was gonna wait to do it a live stream on it. I didn't want to watch it early. Yeah, that's why you didn't want to do it. But I was like, really? Because I could just like side you the link. You're like, no, sir.
Well, I like when I do the reactions. I like to actually give honest reactions. I didn't want to, try to fake the funk for the people.
You could just record it at nighttime when you watched it, and then just be like, yeah, it's totally Sunday night when I'm watching this.
What you do is you do a pre-stream and you predict like 90% of the episode and just act like you're awesome.
Yeah, see, that's just rude. Nah, man,
I can't. I'm joking. Goodness gracious.
Like that, right?
I don't like any type of spoilers or anything anymore. Season 7 got really spoiled bad for me. Even on accident, like it's hard to. You got to be careful what you're looking at. Even thumbnails, man. Thumbnails will spoil you now.
Thumbnails and video titles,
Instagram as well. Like Instagram now, like if people do like a write up of like, especially because the premieres come up, it's like swipe to find out what this John and dating scene means.
I hate Instagram because even if you don't even like swipe to like the swipe to the next image, like when you go back again on Instagram, they actually go on like the next image you never swiped on. So bam, the spoiler was pretty much already revealed. Yeah. So at that point, I started like unfollowing and blocking a lot of people at this point. It's ridiculous.
Like unfollow, but yeah, it's just people are. But yeah, this episode was one of the ones that was leaked, and it's a crazy episode because you get Dany on top of Drogon and Delance, and she doesn't get hurt. That Drogon does near the end with the.
I do hate she didn't get a scratch.
What's it called? The scorpion.
Oh.
Yeah, with the scorpion, Drogon gets hit by the scorpion bolt.
And I still to this day get like mean comments in my comment section because I scream yes when he actually gets hit. And everyone's like, why are you rooting for the enemy? Because everyone keeps on saying it's not going to do a damn thing to Drogon. I'm like, it's going to do something to him. And everyone's like, no, it's not. And when it happens, I wish I betted money. Oh my gosh, I don't have more Funkos behind me. Damn it.
See, that's a bit unrealistic. That's why I tell people, I know you want your favorite folks to survive and whatnot, but you got to be realistic with your aspirations on your characters, man. It's a huge ass scorpion. Yes, somebody could have got a lucky shot off. And you know what? Somebody did.
Yeah, the books tell you that's possible.
Right, exactly. But before it got to that, Dany came swooping in looking freaking awesome. Like every time the camera panned in on her like right before Jogan was about to let out another shoot some more flames. The look on her face was just fucking excellent. Like Lyanna Mormont would approve that resting bitch face. She was not having none of the shit. She was completely over it. And no, you're doing what, sir? What? No, Drake Harris, bitch. And the shit's done. It's great freaking scene. Dothraki coming in, jumping up, standing up literally on horseback, shooting arrows. That shit was awesome as fuck to see. And we knew from season 1 that Dothraki were great with their archery, and now they showcasing the shit, and I loved it.
Unfortunately, they put their chest up to big scorpion bolts.
Yeah, you know, a couple of them got. I mean, that dude was kind of dumb.
They were badass.
They've never seen any scorpions before, so they didn't really know how to act. But yes, they were absolute badasses in the whole thing. And my one gripe about this whole scene, I'll save to the end. You guys go ahead and give your thoughts. BBM, you're already unmuted. Go first.
I already gave my thoughts about it, but yeah, it was still a hell of a good ass scene. Probably this is like one of my favorite episodes because of this scene, besides the whole Arya versus Brienne thing. Sad to see Lannister soldiers got like, damn. Just like episode 3 was good for the Lannisters. And then next thing you know, we got this episode. I'm just like, damn. I wanted to give it like a 4 out of 10 because of that. I was like, nah, I can't. This was a hell of a good ass episode, regardless of the fire and the burning. Oh my gosh, though. But damn. Yeah. But also, like, even like seeing like, you know, Jaime going into the water, I'm like, wait a minute, is he gonna die? But then it's like, he's literally wearing plot armor, so he good.
Yeah, it's red and gold plot armor, man. And this whole time, it makes me think of what happened later with Varys and Tyrion, when Varys is talking about how he had to watch King Aerys slowly get a little crazier, and Varys would tell himself that he's not the person burning them. And then you see Tyrion here just having to watch this devastation, what he's causing his family, probably thinking about what he did to his father, even though his father # deserved it. You're still going to feel bad about it. As you know, it's still your parent. Even if your parent's awful, you have that genetic bond to where you're still going to at least feel something most of the time. And this was pretty painful, especially seeing him watch. You know, he has to watch Jaime do one of the stupidest things ever. I mean, yes, it's pretty valiant, but it's stupid. It is very dumb what he did, but I feel like he wanted to go out saving the realm, knowing he was going to die. The intention behind it was good, but he's not the man he was. You know, if he had 2 hands, he'd probably throw that spear and would have killed her. No doubt, from the back of the horseback, in my opinion. But it was just really well done, especially everything on foot, even the fight with Bronn and the Dothraki up until kind of the Scorpion Bolt thing. It was really good. I kind of felt like it'd have been nice for Bronn to get not mortally wounded, but severely injured there, to throw him a different perspective than him just being this cocky asshole, whom I really like Bronn, but it's seeming like he has no character development whatsoever, like at all. He's just this flatline character that's there.
Yeah.
It's
just because he's not really that important in the book, so they just had to elevate his character, and now they're just kind of like, I don't know what to do with him. Stick him with Jaime. And then with the whole saving Jaime thing, it's just like, because that was a huge thing of like, who is it? Was it Dagon? Was it Bronn? Like, that was a huge thing, I remember. My kind of thought on this, like, kind of all touched on it, but yeah, it was well done. You know where a lot of season 7's budget went to this scene and to 7-6. And yeah, it's overall well done. Drogon's
suffered.
Drogon's like really cool in this, and yeah, just Tyrion having to watch members of his household, or not members of it, well, you could say like guards from his household just be burnt alive, watching pretty much them watching their skin fall off and all of this other stuff, and it's not happy. And then even I think it must be the leader of the Dothraki. He's like, you people don't fight very good or something. He says it to Tyrion or something. And it's just like him having to watch this. And then when Jaime runs towards Drogon, it's like, you fucking idiot. It's like, you're just going to run towards a dragon who is injured and his mother is standing right beside him and you want to go kill her. Kill the dragon. Take a seat for a second and just think about this.
See, and that's the thing. This is where I call bullshit on the episode. Jaime, okay, great, Bronn got that lucky shot off, but he didn't kill Drogon. He incapacitated one of his wings for a small amount of time. We know that's not going to affect Drogon long term. Just because the dragon is not in the air does not mean the dragon has been stopped. You charged a full fucking grown dragon and you thought what was going to happen? All he had to do was turn his head and breathe flames at you. Even if Jaime did have both of his hands right there, that scene was not going to work out the way he thought it was going to. And fuck D&D for Jaime actually surviving this shit. Dragonfire is ridiculously hot. They were right by the water. As soon as Drogon let those flames go, that water would have been boiling. And Bronn and Jaime jumped into that shit. Mm-hmm. That's not going to protect them from the fire. We saw what happened in Valyria. No one was safe, regardless of all the water that was around those volcanoes. No, you can't survive something like that. And Jaime is in full plate mail.
Yeah, and he's expecting ended up like, and especially because they like drag by the next episode, they're like 500 meters away. From, like,
yeah, like how did you get downriver and all of that metal still on? Like, I think if they would have came out of the water missing half of that, that would have made more sense, because obviously they need to float. The metal's going to weigh you down. No, they both came out completely unscathed, no burns or anything. All of their gear still on. That's fucking impossible.
It was relatively shallow water too to begin with, if you look at it.
Which even more states that they should have been boiled alive.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's that plot armor, man.
Yeah, literally wearing plot armor, right? Exactly.
We think Jaime's blood saved him then. And then that must mean Bronn is super special, right? And then they'll have a magical baby. Holy shit, we figured it out.
We're not doing that with you. No. No, we're not doing that. You stop it right now.
Well, okay, if you're not for love, I mean, that's just on you, you know.
Anyway. Yeah, so it's basically the battle, and then, yeah, the last scene we get is, yeah, just Jaime floating down the river. So, what do we think about this episode in terms of, like, a ranking? What would you have given this episode?
9.5. I still think it is a 9.5. So
out of what?
Reaction.
9.5 what?
Out of 10. Out of 10. We're doing it out of 5 or doing it out of 10? I don't know.
We're doing it out of 10, but it's the same thing that we did on the Pet Cemetery stream. 10 what?
Oh, so a 9.5 out of Cersei 1? There we go.
9.5 out of 10 Cersei 1?
Yeah, Cersei wine. There you go.
Wine, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Johnny?
I'll go 9 out of 10 dick on danglers. We do this all the time, baby.
BBM's like, what the hell's going on?
Right. Y'all are going to run this man off. He's not even going to come back now.
No, next time if I come back, I'm going to make sure Johnny has a nap before I get back on it.
I don't know how much it actually helps, but honestly, I've been pretty crazy lately.
Wow. Okay. So I would give this a 9.5 out of 10 Dragon Flames, because the Drogon just looked too freaking fantastic in this episode.
Yeah. And I will give this episode 9 stars. Sister what was it? Story times.
Say that again. You froze.
9 Stark Sister story times.
Okay, I like it.
Just change it up a little bit. So,
I thought you said Cersei Lannister story times. I was like, wait, what?
Cersei Lannister story. Yeah. Well, it's like with her, like them expecting them to get from the Reach to King's Landing in 14 days. But traveling there and back, which is like doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway. So, where can everybody find you, and where are your upcoming things you have going on?
Fandom D Saint, go first.
You were the first one like muted, like, and I gotta go first. Damn it. Anywho, I
was trying to show love to the newest guest on the panel, but whatever.
But you're like, isn't that the rule? You're unmuted first, and you go.
Yeah.
Trying to be nice.
Anywho, I am Fandom D Saint, the artist formerly known as BBM. If you want to go find me, my YouTube channel is Fandom D Saint. Even if you type Rope Black Man 94, you'll still see me, but you won't see like my latest video. So what the hell? That's YouTube algorithm there. But yeah, I do cover like Game of Thrones content on my channel, mainly just the reactions from season 7. And I think there's like there's one live stream where I did with Justin Thomas about like the good, the bad, the Game of Thrones season 7, and another video. It's like a Stannis video with zero shade, even though I hate Stannis, but apparently I did one video with zero shade, so that's just amazing in a sense right there. So once again, thank you for having me, Mackenzie. Hopefully, who knows, maybe I appear before season 8 happens again. Who knows? I don't know. But till then, I'm Phantom D Saint, and as always, winter is coming, just like Cersei Lannister's Funko in my bed.
And those dead eyes will see you around the corner. Y'all can just find me at Johnny B Crazy. You know where to find me. I'm not taking up any time because I'm an asshat. I thank y'all for dealing with me. That's all I got to say about that.
And you can say that everything that's where to find Johnny is on his channel, or he said it 5 times today already. So just go.
Hey, quit that sass.
She's sassy Sansa. She can't stop the sass. What the fuck are you talking about, man? But don't yeah, thanks for having me on again, Kenzie. I think the next one I'll be doing is an actual live stream with you guys in a couple days. I believe there will be links for my channel in the description, so you guys can find me there. I do always say that you can find me on everyone else's channel quicker than you can find me on my own. But with the season looming so close coming up, I will be doing live reactions for each episode as it airs, so you can come and watch with me. We'll hopefully be getting book club started up again with Lav and Loring's Corner. A few other things that may be coming up, but we gotta make sure we get those set in place before everything else happens. And definitely check out the They Deserved It series that was started today on Johnny B Crazy's channel. We'll be flipping back and forth between mine and his channel, so set your notifications for both of us so you do not miss an episode. And you guys have all been awesome, and I've been AK.
Thank you so much for joining me today. But yes, you can find me here, where on Wednesday we will be doing season 7, episode 6, Beyond the Wall. So another dragon heavy episode, and again a time warp episode as well, which would be good. And then the day of the premiere, we should be talking about it around lunchtime, just to not interfere with people going live before and after the premiere. Anyway, and yeah, you also know me. You can find me on Johnny's channel and Cylon Johns. So, with that, we'll see you all in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Cersei lives.
Fuck Jamie.
What's funny is, will they really see us?